Hey, what's up, everyone? Castle here. Some stuff. It's getting weirder. What's going on with my intro? It's getting weird. All right, so I'm a little hungover from last night. Had a lot of fun, hanging out with everyone, and everything like that. So, yeah, the VR chat thing. Virtual reality is a fucking life-changing social thing. It just blows my mind. It's one of the coolest fucking things ever. Like if there's ever a point in time like you decide I wanna meet this guy basically in person and like hang out with him or something like that and like have a drink with me or something, you just find me in VR and there it is. Like it's literally like going out to the bar and hanging out with me. I can't believe it, and it just keeps getting better. I mean, there's been the stints of like drama here and there, but there hasn't really ever been anything that's been bad about it. All right, so anyway, uh, ignoring my hangover, I am drinking water. I've almost finished one bottle so far. Um, um, as far as the development for the game this weekend, next couple of days, I'm basically just going to be putting together more and more meshes, basically, and making sure that they have textures and everything like that. And then I'm going to try and implement the functionality that I talked about yesterday, which is making it so that like it can check. So like if I copy an object and I go to replace it with another object, it actually will like iterate through the list to find other object with the same material on that same material ID, and then replace it with that object, which is the equivalent of the other thing. It sounds more complicated than it really is. Under the hood, it's complicated, but in practice, all it's doing is making sure that you can't like accidentally replace a wall with a floor. You know what I mean? Like if you have a crate, right, and the crate has like a crate texture on it, and then there's another crate that's a bigger version of the same crate, like stacked up or something. And I want to replace, with the blue crate with, the gray crate or the brown crate. It'll like you press control, you press C, and then that copies the object, right? You press C, and then when you go to replace the bigger crate, it'll find the one that has the same material and then replace it with that. I don't think that that's going to be too hard to do, but whatever. So with that said, let's see. Um, I actually kind of want to sidetrack a little bit on this video because there isn't a whole lot to talk about. I'm very much embroiled in, the development of this. Once I get the material system in place and make it so that you can efficiently, change like the materials and stuff like that, and have like levels that actually look like they're arted out levels. Um, that'll probably mean that I'm getting ready to start actually like fully building maps. That means that there's going to be some live streams and stuff like that that are just going to be focused on level design. Like I'm actually just going to be focused on that. So, with that said, let's sidetrack over a little bit right here. There's a great series. Weird question. I love your work, but no rest. I love your work on No Rest for the Living, and they're actually some of my favorite Doom levels ever. Did you ever make any levels besides that expansion pack? I'd love to play them if you did. So a while back, I made this. I made a Redemption of the Slain, which is basically one map. It's a one WOD expansion basically. It's an entire episode that's comprised of lots of different areas that essentially mean that like it's a seamless transition from one level to the next without having to actually load an additional level. The wiki's got it pretty good though, but it's called Redemption of the Slain. If you look it up, if you find it on the Doom wiki, it's really easy. The download links are like at the bottom of the wiki here. It's still up. Actually, this is actually kind of funny. Let's see. Yeah, it's still on the Steemit page. And this is probably like one of the few times where this like a Steemit page actually ended up actually getting used for by a lot of people for a while. Like a lot of the time you don't see a lot. Look how long it is. 3 years ago I made this. Damn. Damn. Because immediately after I had, finished working on this level, it was me kind of doing my primer towards wanting to try and do my own games. Cause like once I did this, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna make my own shooter. Like I just want to make my own shooter at this point. Like that's what I wanted to do. So like, cause like I enjoyed the shit out of making this, and I was just like, come on, it can't be that much more harder, uh, to just make something of my own design, and everything like that. Well, it was a lot harder, and it was a learning experience. But that's when I ended up working on Revulsion. But if you look at the wiki here, let's see, it's got some interesting things. Essentials. The map is divided into 5 sections and an additional secret area. Yep. So the secret area is all the way over here, and it's like a completely different style from the rest of it. But oh wait, that's kind of spoilery actually. What am I doing? Um, there is actually one thing though. I am working on a new area to this level that has yet to be released, and I got tracked a lot. I got side distracted. Is that a term? Fuck. I got side distracted a lot when I started working on Revulsion 2. But I have like another section here. Like, this is a version of the map that's being designed for regular, vanilla, GZ Doom or whatever, right? As vanilla as it's gonna get if it's GZ Doom. But yeah, it's just like a new area here, a little bit different with the monster placement, a little bit more, interesting stuff going on, a little bit different changes in pacing. The Keiko demon, thing has been like greatly reduced, and all that stuff. But um, there's actually like looking over the wiki and everything like that. I was kind of expecting that people would be catch everything, but they didn't. There's actually stuff in the level that has not been caught or brought up or anything like that, and gonna actually take a look at this real quick. So, um, Ghostly Passage, Ancient Abyss was the final area. This area is filled with almost slaughter-wad numbers. There's many areas in the level shaped like the number 8. Yeah, the design of the levels. So whenever I design these maps, this is just like a level design thing in general. I like revisiting areas that I've already been before, but what I do is I always lead the player back into an area that um, they've already been, but doing it in such a way where you're still always moving forward, right? And that's just like it's basic design philosophy. It doesn't work all the time though. Like in the case of Revulsion's level design is more open-ended. You can start on like on the north, south, east, or west side of the map. It's randomized, kind of where you can enter the level. So there's like 4 different potential starting points on most of the levels in the game. So it doesn't flow with a constant forward momentum. There's actually kind of it's a little bit different, right? And of course, Revulsion 2, going with an open world sort of style, then that's completely out the window. Unless I do the dungeons, which I'm pretty much planning to do, because I'm so basically the dungeons would you have this like open world style, you know, survival open world build forts, play with your friends, but in a classic shooter vein. And then after that, like you can run dungeons together, and then the dungeons play identical to the way Doom plays. Like you have red key, blue key, yellow key. You find the keys to open the doors. And it's 4-player co-op or something like that, right? And you can run them together, and at the end you get loot, right? And then you can make more stuff in your fort, and it takes you right back to your. That's the idea, anyway. Okay, so I mean, all that stuff is still very much just in my brain at the moment. Like I have no idea how much of this is going to actually pan out. But let's see. There's a lot of secrets. There's a lot of secrets in this level as well. So, what's some of the stuff that actually was missed? Let's go over that. It's only one thing that's missed, but it's actually worth really bringing up. One of the secret areas is an Easter egg referring to BZ Plasma, longtime Doom streamer who made videos during the map's beta phases. Uh, the secrets, the secret offers you a plasma gun if you collect the other items. With this secret, the plasma gun is the only weapon in the level which can be collected twice, not counting shotguns and chain guns, blah blah blah, right? Um, so let me actually talk about like the castle was here, right? Is a secret. This is just like my thing, kind of like the level lord. Like I used to work with level lord, so I was kind of always inspired by level lords. You shouldn't be here tag, or the level lord was here, like that kind of stuff. I like those days. I like that kind of stuff where the level designers kind of put their mark in the maps. It's something that should still be happening today, but because of the corporate atmosphere of the AAA industry, where you're not allowed to do that kind of stuff anymore. Because if you do that, like, we have to fucking, there's like an army of suits that'll be, watching over your shoulder every 5 seconds. You know what I mean? Unless you're Cliffy B or something like that, you can't get away with it. Um, maybe not always. There's often times people can, but it's like a lot more involved, right? Like back in the day, though, you can just be like the level lord was here, and there you are, right? Like, but anyway, so this only appears if you complete this area within a certain amount of time. So you have to be careful. Like you have to. I think what was it? I can't remember what the actual secret was. Let's see. Which was it? Line defs. One of these over here. There was a line def where if you complete this area in a certain amount of time, then you'll be able to actually see this as light on the floor at the end of this. So these sectors like this. I can't remember the exact details actually, which kind of sucks because I probably should remember the details. Um, let's see properties. It's all in the script. So basically, I run the level has a C sharp script that who knows actually I'd have to actually step through this whole entire thing because there's a lot of stuff. This is the C sharp script that actually powers the entire episode. That's a lot of spawning of monsters. Also a lot of stuff I took out, by the way. Um yeah. Wow, it just keeps going. So yeah, all right. So what was one of the things that was missed though? So one of the things that's universally missed, I think that nobody caught it, is this secret up here. And you see this? There's a green heart in the blue water. That's a reference to my wife, Zombiedoll, who's a streamer, right? And nobody ever actually noticed this. I don't see it on the wiki or anything like that. Maybe a lot of people completely missed the secret, but it's yeah, it's up here, right? And Zombiedoll is, let's see, we take a look at her Twitch channel and everything like that. But yeah, this is her. So she has a little heart right there. See that? Um, Also, another fun detail is the avatar that she's using right here. Um, I designed the avatar. I mean, I put a lot of it together. It's using like a base from other people. There's a lot of stuff on the avatar that I didn't design, but I created that look. I made the outfit and stuff like that. So that's kind of an interesting little tidbit as well. So yeah, a lot of people miss that. It should probably be in the wiki, honestly. I wonder if there's a way that can be put in. I mean, it was very intentional, addition to the level, but it never actually got noticed. No one ever actually brought it up or anything like that. That'd probably have been a good idea to have been a little bit more vocal about that. I mean, maybe she'd have more followers right now. She's doing pretty good at the moment, but you never know. Like, so with that said, let's see what else was there. If you're interested in playing this, just grab it from the Steam It page and have a good time. Like, there's a lot of steps to installing it and shit though that I'm not happy with. That's one of the reasons why I would actually prefer for the level to be um, brought back to the vanilla GZ Doom, so that all you need is just vanilla GZ Doom and a music pack, and that's about it. You don't have to, you know what I mean? Like, One of the things that was actually discussed is that I would just actually package everything together myself and just release it that way. It might be a little bit of a mean thing to do to the creators of the music wad or whatever, though. I'm not really sure if they would get mad or not, or you know what I mean, because it's still being used for what it is. It's not like I'm making money off of it or anything like that. But uh, yeah. That's with that said, there's it's a pretty good. It's pretty good. I like the episode actually. You should definitely give it a shot. I worked pretty hard on it actually. I actually worked probably too hard on it because the amount of stuff that I've been able to get done just making my own game, like the amount of time it took for me to make this episode, like I could have made an entire game in the time it took for me to make this thing. But I didn't know. I didn't know back then. I didn't know. Like I'm better at it now too. Like, this was like a 9 month fucking level design or some shit like that. It was a lot of effort. But yeah, like, uh, one of the things that's actually pretty cool though is the very end. If you get up to this point here, the the slaughter map style gameplay, um, this area here gets to be pretty intense. I mean, if you're playing the Brutal Doom version, it's like the floor is just covered in body parts by the time you get to the end of this. And one of the criticisms of it and everything. Well, let me not spoil things too much. I'm gonna end up talking about this and then I'm gonna spoil everything. But yeah, this is definitely something to check out if you like um my No Rest for the Living levels and stuff like that. Redemption is Slain. Yeah, there's not much else to say about that. And on that front, you can see that I'm starting to get more actual materials in place. What's weird about this is that like I've done all the art. I've done like you could definitely it's like all this is mine. Like it's kind of crazy. I started this project off as a blank project and then I just started doing my own shit and adding to it. Like I didn't download some resource from the marketplace or something like that. I am going to use the options menu though. That'll pop up and it's like going to be a thing, but I'm going to give it its own art and stuff. I'm going to change it up so that it looks a little bit better, but it's going to when you pop that up, you'll see an options menu that you can kind of like move around or whatever. That I'm definitely going to do. Like I don't want to make my own options menu. That's whew. It's the key binding stuff that's actually the really hard part. Like, oof, you know, key bindings are not fun to develop. And the time that I can be developing key bindings is time I could I could have added like a ton more stuff, doing other things, more important things, like cooler things. Like the functionality to be able to actually build your own guns and stuff like that, like that kind of stuff. All right. So with that said, I think I'm good for now. This weekend's going to be mostly just focused on getting the meshes in place and everything like that. Um, oh yeah, and one thing that's kind of bugging me, I haven't been updating on the actual uh store page for Revulsion with all my videos. I need to keep doing that. I've just been lazy because for some reason Valve made changes and I have to have like new art or something like that in order for me to actually be able to post those updates anymore. So, yeah, sorry about that. Like, it's not that I haven't abandoned Revulsion or anything like that. I'm still doing my updates. I mean, it's actually kind of crazy that I'm doing like daily updates. That's a little bit more, I think, than most game developers typically do. You probably shouldn't be doing that, but I like it. It's just fun to make a new video every day. If I can get one video done every day where all I do is I just sort of kind of yammer a bit for whatever it is, for whatever reason, or regarding some topic that that I'm currently working on because I'm always working on stuff. Um, it's definitely interesting. You know what I mean? Um, I also like the idea of having like a big backlog of these because these videos are actually literally showing the startings of this project, and this project I think is going to be a lot more successful than the first game. I learned a lot. It's multiplayer. The level design is you can build your fucking maps for it. Like this is way better, way better already, and I haven't even got to the gameplay part yet. All right, it's more fun to build levels in this, like everything about it. So, all right, expect to see some new meshes and everything like that. I'm gonna be working pretty hard tonight while Zombiedoll is gonna be doing a live, a stream of playing Borderlands 3. So, while I'll probably be chilling in her chat and while I'm working. So, with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and take it easy.